Do you think Kreese gets Botox?
I don't know.
His eyes sometimes don't move like above his.
What's up, and welcome back to another episode of Blerd Up Reacts, where we watch and react to the latest and greatest in movie, TV, and gaming. I am your host, Killer Cam, and as you can see, there is someone missing. Unfortunately, Monique needs to take some time away. She is currently pregnant, as you all know, and we need to ensure safe delivery of the new bundle of joy. So I had to keep this in the family because we all love karate, we all love martial arts. So what better way to watch this with my big sister, Dia?
Hey guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, we have really been into, just like me, you go in for this Cobra Kai series. There's a lot of stuff happening in season 4. When we left off in the last episode, Kenny got some major get back here. Like, he turned into full Ninja Gaiden Batman. And that was crazy. That was crazy to me the way he set that up. But at the end of the day, he just baited them, and they didn't have to follow him, but they did,
Right,
and they got their ass beat.
right. Yes, they have definitely unleashed the beast in Kenny.
Well, Amanda and Daniel didn't seem to understand that. Hey, your son is the bully, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be dealing with some ramifications of Anthony being suspended.
Right.
So that's the major thing that I'm looking forward to seeing. But I also know that things in the dojos are kind of getting a little bit weird. We already have kind of like this separation between Daniel and Johnny. But in the last episode, I remember that Kreese got a little bit pissed off that Silver pointed out that everyone has a weakness, including you. And he didn't feel appreciative of the fact he pointed that out in front of his students. So,
Right.
man, this is
Kreese
going to.
no likes challenge. Kreese no likes challenge, but he has met his he's met Terry Silver,
Mhm.
who is not afraid to call him out.
Right.
So real good dynamics with this mix with these two.
Well, shoot. I'll be honest, like this season, my favorite scenes have been with Terry Silver. And again, I don't know why I have so much, I don't want to call it sympathy, but it is kind of, I'm more sympathetic towards his character.
With Terry's character?
Yeah. In this
Wow.
in this season, in this show. Now before in Karate Kid Part 3, he was coked up, loked up. But in this like this season, I'm like, that's the big homie, you know. That's the big homie to come through with the wisdom or whatever. But I feel things getting a little bit weird, so I'm kind of curious to see how this is gonna go in this episode.
Right, right. So, the combo with Terry Silver and Kreese coming in the mix, I think it's an interesting dynamic that you see Silver at the beginning of season 4, not really wanting to have anything to do with karate and Kreese and the dojo. As you remember in the first episode, he calls him, or maybe it's not the first episode, but he calls him and he's like, no, don't want to have anything to do with this.
Mm.
And then it's like he's fighting with not just his inner self, like, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? But once he's in, he's like in. And so I just think the dynamics forming between Silver and Kreese in season 4 is interesting. I think, yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna hold off until after this episode to see if if I still have that feeling. But anyway, we're excited to jump into this one. This is episode 8 entitled Party Time. Thank you to everyone who's been riding with us throughout this series. Of course, your likes, your views, all of that is the best way to support us. So to all of our loyal blurs, thank you so much. And if you're new, just joining the channel, please make sure you hit the like button. If you're digging the reaction, and hit the subscribe button so you can stay a part of the conversation and continue to get notifications whenever we drop new content. All right, sis. Episode 8, Cobra Kai, party time. Porty time. They going to Junior's party. We ready for this?
Give it up. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Morning, Greg. It isn't. You know why?
Mm.
Because some freeloader was blaring shitty Metallica all night.
Metallica, shitty. What?
Your sister doesn't want you crushing
Never.
there, right?
You may notice I'm showered and groomed because I have somewhere very important to be today.
Oh, well, that's good. Congratulations. Good for you. That means you can take your perfect circle of a body and roll your sloppy ass out of our neighborhood.
I'm gonna fuck you up. Look.
You call him fat. He was like your perfect circle of a body.
I know, right?
Like,
My name.
Stingray. Yeah, Stinkray.
You mess with a cobra, you get the fangs.
see, I just think Stingray's character in all of this is just so strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, he's an adult.
Yeah, but Homeboy went out of his way to mess with him, and that's one of those people where I don't have to like do anything to you, but shake you up just a little bit to let you know, like, leave me alone.
I understand that, but I'm just like, yeah.
Today's lesson is about balance. You're going to learn how to get inside the heads of your opponents and throw them off balance. Hera.
Crashing, you know whose big night would be a hell of a way of getting your opponents off balance.
Not as much as if you showed up. If you went with me.
Well, it's such short notice, we'd have to get a ride.
I think it's a great idea. If you're going in style.
Now here we go. I mean, look at his outfit. Like, how far his belt?
Sir, I am reporting for duty, and I require no thanks.
Thanks for what?
Defending the dojo, and I serve my time, sensei, sir.
Do you think Kreese gets Botox?
I don't know.
His eyes sometimes don't move, like above his. When his forehead moves, but yeah.
You're a buffoon, an embarrassment. You have no value here.
But sensei,
You will never be Cobra Kai.
Wait, I got you. This is a test, right?
Get the hell out of here.
Challenge accepted.
See that look Terry Silver gave him?
Uh-huh. Was that like his way of saying, dude, get your life together? You're not a teacher.
Like maybe because he's an adult trying to hang out with kids, a bunch of kids. Like,
That's weird.
It is weird.
Hey, come on in.
Amanda, hi.
Oh,
Welcome.
hi, Melissa.
It's good to see you. Hi, Dashing.
They kill me. They have such a love-hate relationship for one another. It's like so weird.
It's like y'all are basically like brothers at this point. That's that they remind me of siblings who just
Don't get along half the time. Like, just embrace each other's differences and just call it a freaking day.
Let's get the LaRussos together. Anthony! Actually, no, he doesn't need to come down.
Thought I was supposed to stay in my room for the rest of my life.
He's grounded. What happened?
Ma, we'll talk about it later.
All right, everybody now, come on. One big happy family.
On your spot.
Even Louis can get in the picture.
1, 2, 3.
Well, looks like it's just us tonight. What should we do?
Is that a trick question?
I meant for dinner.
Johnny.
Who's that?
oh, that's the baby mama.
Robbie's mom,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Robbie's mom. Can we talk?
which I'm so glad they cleaned her up.
Yeah. She was a mess.
What's going on?
This rich guy, Silver, he gave Robbie a car to take to prom. Said he wanted to make sure Robbie was taken care of. Even offered me a job. But if there's one kind of person I know, it's a rich guy who wants something.
Son of a bitch.
Since this is Cobra Kai, you need to handle this.
Don't worry.
That's weird. It's Terry, don't be. That's weird.
Mm.
It's manipulation, but it's still weird. Like, at least his mom had sense enough to know that this shit ain't right. This weird.
Something wasn't right about it, yeah.
Dude, this sucks. Prom without a date is like Halloween with no candy. There's no point.
I miss Hawk's mohawk.
I don't actually.
I do. It made him unique. He just looks like every other regular kid.
Just
now.
a regular dude.
High heels?
No, it's the flying tornado kick Johnny had me practicing.
I always said no karate talk.
Tonight is just about us.
Now here comes Tory stepping in with the only halfway decent.
Yes.
Like, why is her dress modern?
Yes, she looks like
from the 80s.
right. It still looks 80s. She looks like Elvira from Scarface, Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Yeah, very true. But yeah,
It's very Miami.
yep. Well, yeah, very 80s. Yeah.
I'm telling you, cuz she's really good.
Lois.
Cousin Vanessa. She wants to help out with Anthony.
No offense, but if we were gonna get a pro, we could do better than Marissa Tomei Jr.
Shady.
Hey, sis, tell him what you told me about Ant.
I mean, I can't say for sure what his deal is.
Well, that's too bad.
But my educated guess would be that he has environmentally induced disruptive mood dysregulation disorder, possibly related to a screen dependency, or full-blown IGD. I'd want to look at the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual. It's an evolving science.
Have at him. He's
DMDD.
upstairs.
That's not how this works. I don't want to talk to him. I want to talk to you.
See, they're so out of touch as parents. It's just like they're letting their children raise themselves with their big fancy house and the money. It's just like, oh, we give them these things, you know, just have their heads in the sand.
Think changing the lock's gonna stop me?
Johnny, this is a trap.
How you gonna go to somebody else's shit and answer the phone?
This you leaving fingerprints everywhere, dude. Like,
Hello?
Mr. Lawrence, breaking and entering, are we?
You keep your cars and your cash away from my son.
And I gotta say, Shannon deserves so much better.
You listen to me, you ancient piece of shit.
Whatever you increase her up to, I'm gonna kick both of your asses back to the nursing home.
I would love to see you try. Corner of Magnolia and Lancashire. You know it well.
he called Johnny like, "Hello, Sydney."
Johnny called him an ancient piece of shit. Like,
They're watching us.
Maybe that's the theme of this prom, 80s prom. Maybe that's the theme because the decor is 80. Ooh. Okay, Robbie, look. She's got good posture though. Tory.
she's really a pretty girl. They just have her so angry all the time. So pissed off.
Yeah.
Would you say that because of your demanding work schedule, Anthony may have learned key life lessons from the internet rather than from you?
Well, listen, I'm sure he picked up some things.
Were you able to correct the behavior?
Yes, always, but not too much. Fish, what are you writing?
See, this reaction, you're acting out.
We're not acting out.
I can prove it with a simple test. Now, why do you think you love your daughter more than your son? You
This
failed.
is the test.
Right.
You failed it. You failed it.
I mean, she connected some dots there, like.
Come on out.
That's what you get for betraying your sensei. You got him to come here?
I had to prove my loyalty.
What about focusing on the tournament?
I am focused. Unlike him, I actually heed your lessons, Captain.
Ooh.
I'm almost positive Johnny told him he was gonna kick both their asses.
Right. He caught him in the neck though, pretty good. Like,
Let's go. Let's see what you learn.
Kreese doesn't like this because it's sick. This is sick.
I thought this is what you wanted.
She still don't know what to think now because he's like, I'm doing this for you.
Mhm.
Like, I'm trying to please you, but you're
Yeah.
not happy with what I'm doing for you. Like,
Yeah.
like their dynamics are so twisted.
Whoa, the day the music died, what's going on?
Get arrested for underage drinking. You should leave.
See that about him walking up in somebody's house, trying to school them.
Right.
Human, this is a loser, everyone.
I warned you.
I did stink, Ray, and I'm gonna call the cops.
It's not stink, Ray. This is really gonna sting. So's this. Party on.
Wow.
Like, what entitlement to come into somebody's house?
I know the suspension and the no screens thing sucks, but not as much as it sucks to be bullied. We said no more screens. Give me that, Anthony.
Okay, it's not even an iPad. Dad, are you insane? You know the
You better strap yourself in for one hell of a rough ride because I am done playing games with you.
I hate you.
He looked like he wanted to knock if you buck, huh? His daddy.
Seems like you're always behind me in line. First Miguel, now Robbie. I have a half-eaten cupcake in there if you want some. I'd kick your ass, but promised your mom that I wouldn't. Stay the hell away from my family.
I don't take orders from tiny little bitches.
Sam started this one.
She started it.
Sam, stop! What are you doing?
Doing what Johnny said. I'm not taking your shit.
Tory was about to snuck you. Couples, fight!
Think my dad cares about you? Trying to make himself feel better for screwing up with me.
See, they be having fighting words like Tory and Robbie. They just be like, they just hit where it stings. It's gonna sting.
Right.
Like, my dad don't care about you. You a temporary replacement.
Play with the boys.
Hey, no. Hey.
Oh, man, sorry.
You're fine, I was already wet.
Me too. From pee.
Ah!
I want to be a father to you. I really do. I try to be there for you, just suck at it.
I love you.
I love you too, Robbie.
Oh, the lip quiver, Miguel, no.
Yeah. And it kind of just, it hits harder because Robbie just said.
Yeah, look, my dad doesn't worry about you.
Yeah.
Question you. No mercy.
You got Terry drinking again.
Mhm. I hope he ain't snorting, look.
Mr. Vice Sensei.
What do you think you're doing? Sensei Kreese was clear, so you get the hell out.
I think he's incorrect in his assessment.
So you want to be Cobra Kai?
Yes, Sensei.
How bad do you want it?
It's literally all I want. It's all I think about. I'll do anything.
You want to be Cobra Kai?
Ugh. This was a really good episode. All right. So, a lot to dissect here, right?
Right.
The relationship between Kreese and Silver has gotten really, really weird. And I knew it would get, I didn't think it would get this weird based on the last episode where basically Kreese was like, good little soldiers need to fall in line. And that kind of like pushed Terry back down. But in this episode, it's like, it's weird. You know what it reminds me of? Battered wife syndrome or something like that. Like, it's weird, like an abused partner.
It's a twisted loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
It's they have this relationship dating back to whenever they served, and apparently, Kreese had some kind of control and power over him.
Mm-hmm.
So he is still using that, and you have Terry, who is like, I owe this man my life, who's willing to do anything just to stay in his good graces. It's a manipulation. Like, they're both manipulators, but they're different kind of manipulators.
Right.
And they have this twisted loyalty and this bond that came from something traumatic,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just very weird. And you're right, it is very similar to like almost an abusive relationship. It's like, what can I do to get your approval? What can I do to make you not mad at me?
Yeah. And it just like that part where they're showing like, okay, the new dojo, and he's talking about expanding. It totally reminded me of like an anniversary and somebody in the relationship cheated and they're trying to get back on track, and this person's trying to do whatever they can to get back. Baby, look, I got you this and got you this, and this would be good for the future. This would be the change we need to get our relationship back on track. And I'm like, what?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And just, even the surprise of, oh, wait till you see what I have for you. And then luring
Mm-hmm.
Johnny into this space, it's like, watch what I can do. Let me see
Mm-hmm.
if this pleases you. Well, he didn't get the reaction he thought he was going to get from Kreese because that's his boy.
Right.
Kreese, like I said, Kreese can torture Johnny all day long, but he don't want anybody else torturing Johnny or making him a man as he,
Yeah.
in his eyes. So it's just strange,
Yeah.
just strange.
And I mean, this is probably the first time ever that we've seen a kind of like a softer emotion come from Kreese, which
Right.
part of me wondered, did Silver do this on purpose? Because remember in the last episode, he was like, what's my weakness? And Silver just basically sped bump over it, but he knows that Johnny is his weakness. And
Yeah.
part of me feels like he brought him there. I'm kind of, because I was like, I feel like he brought him here to try to like prove his loyalty, but there's a part of me that also thinks that he brought him there to show, yeah, I do know your weakness.
Yes.
I know it.
Yes.
So,
Right. And that bothers Silver
yeah.
because he knows that Johnny is Kreese's weakness,
Mm-hmm.
but when he saw, how he responded whenever he lured Johnny there, and he basically kicked his ass, he didn't like the response he saw because Kreese is like, hey, hold up.
Yeah.
Let's save it for Valley. He kept it on let's keep this where we said we're going to keep it, but he really didn't want him to do that to Johnny.
Yeah.
So that upset Terry. So I think, at some point, Terry doesn't like that, which is why we see him acting out at the end with Stingray. It's like, okay, what can I do to act out? What can I do to get your attention? So,
And that end scene, what it immediately what popped in my head. 732. I know serial killers who are less anal. That's the feeling and the emotion I got from the first part of that scene where he's drinking and he's just like all over. His hair is a shitty mess, he's just all over the place, So I thought of that, and that's why I was like, this is like a really weird abusive relationship, which is actually weirder because this is not like a romantic relationship. This is like a friendship. I don't know what type of relationship you want to call it, but it's just weird to see the parallels of that in this relationship, and it makes it super weird. So
it is weird. It is.
Oh my gosh. Shall we talk about? Let's talk about the LaRussos in their therapy session. Now, shout out to cousin Vanessa because they was kind of bagging on her at the beginning, and I kind of fell in line with like, girl, she probably don't know that. And she came in and showed the fuck out.
Yeah. She was like, oh, I don't have to talk to him because she knows. Everybody can see that Anthony's issues lie in his parents, except his parents.
Mm-hmm.
His parents are the only one are like, well, they're like, you can go talk to him. And she's like, oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that. I want you guys to come. And, she gives them this test. LaRusso is a little bit shook, but you see the mom immediately failing the test and becoming a reactionary.
Yeah.
As opposed to listening. She failed the test, So she told him basically, the internet's raising your kid and TV.
But it shows, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it shows where the kids get it from because y'all just did it. We don't see it often from y'all because y'all aren't in the right setting for us to see it. But the minute y'all don't get y'all way, the first thing y'all do, start throwing a little bit of shade, throwing a little bit of jabs here, and then you just blow up,
Right. Right.
And it's like, why you sit there and try to pretend like Sam's so innocent, while you sitting there and you were thinking Anthony's so innocent, this is the shit that's getting them in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. You definitely see the LaRusso kids showing their ass.
Which
this season. Yeah.
I have to like go back to some of the comments because sometimes some of y'all, we love y'all's commentary and I love replying and interacting with y'all in the comments, but some of y'all, there's a couple of y'all in there and be like, what show are y'all watching? Because to say that Sam has no fault in this, Anthony has little fault in this, like, I'm like, what show are you watching? Because I know for me personally, if I had kids, or even with my nieces and nephews, if somebody was with them at school, it's about to be one,
Right.
you know? And I don't
Right.
think anybody should be in a position where somebody's fucking with you and you don't have permission to defend yourself.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, that's where they get it. And we saw Sam starting shit at the 80s prom. I think it was an 80s prom. It makes more sense when I think of it that way compared to the fashions.
Maybe so.
So
Yeah.
we'll let it
Yeah.
slide.
So what do you think about? I want to know what your thoughts are on seeing in this episode, seeing Tory and Robbie with a little bit of happy, with one another.
I liked it because we don't get to see them smile that often,
Mhm.
Neither of them hardly ever smile. And it was nice to see them like disconnect from Cobra Kai a little bit. Of course, it came back to karate at the end of the day, but they disconnected a little bit. And I felt like they were genuinely enjoying each other and learning about each other outside of the dojo. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I was happy because I do kind of want them to get together because I feel like that's a relationship that doesn't have the judgment that the relationship between Tory and Miguel had, and then the relationship between Samantha and Robbie had. There's no this looking down of, oh, you come from across the tracks or anything. They've got similar histories, so there's more of an understanding and acceptance of each other for who they are versus the appearances of what they think it should be, I guess I'll say.
Right.
I liked it. I liked the little dance number. I liked the way she came up in there in a little Elvita dress. I was here for it.
I like her split.
Yeah, which we should have known with it going up to the hip that it was gonna be some fighting though. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they put the split in there just so she could do that. You knew that they knew that was coming, but
yeah.
it worked. It worked. It made for a real good scene. So
Yeah, and even that fight was interesting. The choreography was good, but it was light work compared to what we're used to seeing them do in their brawls. So
right.
That was for play. But I was like, Sam, you got some fucking nerves talking to Miguel, talking about, is that why you can't keep your eyes off her? And you were the main one.
Yeah. And I think Miguel is really starting to see, he thinks Sam's great, but he's starting to see her privilege show through a little bit.
Yeah.
Like looking at her like, really? Like,
Yeah. We couldn't even enjoy it.
Thing.
Yeah.
He basically said it with his eyes and not with his mouth. Like, basically, you started the whole thing, you little.
Right. He was like, we couldn't even enjoy each other tonight at 80s prom without you. And that's it. Sam, you're so entitled. You think that you can have Miguel and still command Robbie's attention. Why do you feel like that should? Why? I don't I do understand you're entitled, you're spoiled, and when you don't get what you want the way you want it, you start to act out. And Tory's got it. So
and she's almost become the bully to Tory.
Yeah.
In a very indirect way.
Yeah.
But it makes Tory always look like the aggressor just because her demeanor is so hard.
Yeah.
But Sam is really just like an undercover little bully. Like, she pushes Tory's buttons, or she tries to, every opportunity that she can get, because deep down, she feels like Tory's winning because she's got Robbie.
And this time, the only thing that's different from previous seasons versus this point is now she has a little bit more skill to where she might be able to contend with Tory. But before, there was Tory was always gonna get in that ass. So now it's like Tory is scrappy. So now Sam's got a little bit more skill and a little bit more confidence that she's gotten from Johnny. She stands a chance now, but it's almost like Tory's got actual stuff to lose right now. But at the end of the day, bitch, you hit me and we can do this. Like, as long as I can justify that I didn't start this, we can do this. We can bang. But so, poor Robbie though. Not Robbie. Poor Miguel though.
Yeah, and the drunk daddy scene. Like,
yeah. Drunk daddy.
He wants to be loved so bad by Johnny, and Johnny's just like, he's like fucking both those kids up.
And it sucks when you think about Miguel. He's kind of the most innocent that kind of gets the most severe of the shit, man.
Yeah.
Like he has been through it, and I felt bad for him in this scene because it stung to hear Robbie say it. And then for
John.
that to happen,
Oh,
right?
yeah, Robbie
Robbie
said
say
it
it,
first.
yeah, basically, because
Oh,
Robbie was
yeah.
basically was like, he's my dad. All I have to do is call him, be like, Dad, I want to work it out,
Yeah.
and he's gonna run to me, like,
Yeah.
and then for basically Johnny to bare his soul like that, and then call him Robbie, like,
Confirmed it. It
it
confirmed his
confirmed it.
insecurity. Because
Which
that's his insecurity,
it is, it
Robbie
is,
planted the seed and Johnny like drove it home
yeah.
with the drunk daddy scene.
But it's also one of those things like, Miguel, he was drunk, and there's an issue when it comes to Robbie, but he's a teenager. He's not gonna have that much. He's not gonna think about like all that. That doesn't matter in this moment. What matters is someone who he looks up to as a father figure, who's possibly getting ready to become his stepfather, has now just basically confirmed
Right.
that he still's got left for his son, which he should. And I just kind of want them.
should.
Can't y'all just be friends and stepbrothers? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, then we wouldn't have a show, right?
right,
We would not have a show if everybody got along. If
right.
Russo and Johnny got along and would mix their little dojo
Mhm.
styles, we wouldn't have a show.
Yeah. Well, maybe it comes because we saw Johnny using what he learned from Miyagi though up against Terry Silver. So
Yeah, he was
But-
putting the block on the Miyagi block.
he was, but it's like, don't abandon Eagle Fang Cobra Kai altogether. You know how to mix them. You just can't switch to one. It's like, because that's how you got. Like,
You heard what Johnny said. He said, "Man can kick." But it didn't work.
oh man. What else was there? Did we touch on everything, or what else we got?
I think we touched on everything.
That was a really good episode, and it was amplified because I got to do it with you. Like, and
Yeah.
again, your commentary and your insight, like it's different from the way I break stuff down, but it makes so much sense because you do have that extra insight. So, like, just me saying like their little weird abusive relationship, friendship, whatever, like for you to be able to say, yeah, that's pretty much what it
Completely
is.
codependent.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional codependency.
7:32. Anyway, oh my gosh. Well, guys, this has been fun. And again, I'm going to have Dia come back and help me round out the rest of this series. So there's 2 episodes left. I'm ready to see what happens in the next one because I feel like we are getting All Valley. I hope we're getting All Valley. So I'm excited to see these next 2 episodes, and I'm glad I get to watch them with you.
Yay.
Hey, so you guys drop down in the comments. Let us know. What should we have them comment on? Let's comment on those fashions. Let's talk about them 80s fashions at the 80 prom.
Yeah.
Was y'all digging the fashions?
What are y'all's thoughts about the theme? Yeah, the theme of the party, the 80s hair, the 80s dresses, just kind of the look they were going for in that whole thing. Yeah, let's get your comments on that.
Yeah, let's do that. Until next time, we are your hosts. I'm Killer Cam.
I'm Dia.
We'll see you on the next episode of Blerd Up Reacts.